Hey guys, I'm back. Look what we got today. Yay! So we'll get to that in a second. Doing an indoor video again today because the ear-raping sound of those cicadas is just murder out there today. So pretty excited. People have been asking me when Shit Hits the Fan was going to get here, and it arrived actually a day early, which is pretty cool, so we can take a look at that. So before we get into this, let's go to our shout-out list and thank some folks for their support of the channel. Today on the list, we've got Bass Hole, which I had to move that name to the top of the list just because what a cool name. I think Bass Hole has their own channel. I'm not entirely sure, but, you know, it's bass like the fish hole. You can check that out. Aniza Dean. I'm going to butcher this one. I apologize. TYW7. Nick Gencarelli. Griffin Duchow. Trevor Lamprey. And then another name that I just really love, Roz Star Soldier. And it's, you know, the spelling is cool and everything. So anyway, thank you all for supporting this channel, for watching videos, for, you know, posting good comments, not just kind of like douchey comments, but like being a constructive part of this. So let's jump into our Shit Hits the Fan box for August. I'm going to be opening it with a special edition Spider Code Native 5. This came to me from JT Knife Life, another channel I've talked about a lot. I'm going to put another link to his channel in the description because he has arranged this really cool around the world trip for this knife to various people to test out and, you know, give opinions on, and actually sent it with a standard Native 5 in addition to this special edition one. And you'll see a whole video on this knife later on. But it just arrived today with this, so I want to start using it right away. So, nice big box. Hopefully there's some good stuff to go in that nice big box. And of course, they always put the packing list at the bottom. To remind people, we're looking at the Elite box, so $89.99 a month. All right, and they give you the retail price, and I stress their suggested retail price is $146.92. By the way, you might hear Adventure Time playing in the background because I've got Ethan here with me, and he loves that show. So I guess we'll start with this item right here, which is hiding other items inside of it. So all-purpose, reversible, brown-green poly tarp. This looks like a standard tarp, tear and UV and mold resistant. Well, that's cool. There's the size on there for you. And it just kind of seems like a standard tarp. Oh, see, now when they said reversible brown and green, I thought the green was going to be like an OD green based on the brown color. So it's like a teal green. So like you can have your camouflage or your stylish choice there. Doesn't look too special, doesn't look like anything really great or anything really bad. Useful though, useful item. I like useful items. I definitely can make use of this. So cool. On the card, that's actually not part of the basic or the pro box, but in the Elite, and that's listed at $19.99. I don't know, you could probably find it for less, but that's what they say. Very interested in finding out what's in this bag here. It says short arm cast. I'm not sure what that means. Literally, it is casting supplies, as in you need a cast. I've worked with this stuff before, you know, as a medic and as an ER technician and everything. It's just actually pretty cool. So I don't want to open it because exposure to moisture activates this stuff. And here I am in Florida, you know, humid central. But this stuff is awesome to have on the go. So the fiberglass in here is impregnated with a resin that's activated by water. So you dip this in the water, and then you've got a certain amount of working time to form your cast. We used to use this all the time for not making so much actual cast, because it dries to a very rigid fiberglass cast, but for making, you know, rigid splints on the go. This stuff is really good. In this package, we've got 3 4-yard packages of the actual casting material. We've got some cotton gauze. This you'd put, if you're actually making a cast, you would want this underneath the casting material because, you know, comfort. Little ortho tape magnet for all of your casting supplies. Pair of gloves to wear when doing it. And then, this is nice. So then just some sleeve material to put over the cast once you're done. This is just some stretchy black material. This is actually a pretty cool item. Let's see how much they say this is worth. Fiberglass broken bone casting kit, $25. I could actually, not only could I see that being valid, I might see that being worth a lot more. You know, medical supplies are expensive. This is great. I mean, from my point of view, I know there's some people that'll probably be like, I'm probably not going to use that. I think this is awesome. This is just cool. I'm going to throw this in my trauma kit that I keep in the car. So that's one really awesome item and one useful item in a row. That's cool. I'm happy to see that. Let's see what's in the big white box here. You know, I'm noticing just looking around, I see kind of a fiery cooking pattern. So, well, that's not good. You open the box. Oh, you know what? Okay, so this is not the item itself. This is the thing for the drawstring bag it's in, but still, that's not cool. What the fuck? So what do we have, a little camping cooking pot here, I guess? That's exactly what it is. Not entirely sure what it's made of, but by sheer coincidence, I do have some magnets with me today. So I'm gonna say this is aluminum, not steel. Looks like it is nothing more than just a little pot for cooking while you're camping. Okay, let's take a look at the card. So as part of the Elite Box, 3-quart cooking pot with lid, $10. Okay. I mean, it's not useful, but probably not going to use this. I don't know. Okay, but you know, we've got it. So there it is. An emergency sleeping bag. I am going to open this one up and we're going to check this out. They love their Trailblazer stuff when shit hits the fan. I'm just, you know what? I may never get it back in this pouch, but I just need to see. So, okay. It is a sleeping bag, and it is the, you know, the emergency survival blanket material. So, wow. So, yes, it is for emergencies. It is basically a tinfoil bag you will put yourself in. I don't want to unroll it all the way because I want to be able to put it back in that pouch. I have had very bad luck with these things in my life using it. Like, there's a whole long drawn-out story about a field exercise in upstate New York and being freezing and trying to unpack one of those emergency, you know, space blankets in the dark, shivering, freezing, and the thing got torn to shreds. As a sleeping bag, I have doubts as to how well this would hold up. I just don't know. Putting my whole body in here, and look, I tend to move around a lot in my sleep, so I might rip this thing. I don't know. I don't want to mess with it too much because, you know what, I do want to have it. Emergency supplies are emergency supplies, but to tell you the truth, I'm not exactly sure where this is going to go right now. I have several sleeping bags, really good quality sleeping bags. I'm sure I'll find a good use for this. I'm not thrilled with it, but it's not bad either. Like, so far, everything in here is actually a useful item. I have doubts, is what I'm saying. I have severe doubts about the durability of this product to get through even just one night. The Trailblazer emergency sleeping bag, they're saying it's worth $9.99. I think you could probably find it for less if you looked around. Here's something interesting, a little pamphlet booklet. It is the Shit Hits the Fan Survival Guide, how to survive in diverse environments and extreme situations. Quick references that could save your life. Well, that's cool. I like that it's organized by your basic priorities there. It's got some charts. Lots of graphic stuff, that's cool. I like the fact they illustrate stuff that they're talking about. And I recognize a lot of these illustrations from the good old FM Survival Guide, the Army Field Manual. So diverse subjects and everything. 22 pages. Interesting, there's a blood cell compatibility table. So some of the stuff they choose to put in there is just, you know, a little weird. But interesting, very interesting. I'll look through the whole thing. I'm glad it comes in a little waterproof bag, because if I was going to put this in my pack or something and carry it around, I'd want to have a waterproof bag, because a little bit of rain in this thing would get all mushy and gross. They say this is worth $12.99. I think they could probably print this for $1, but whatever.
Dada.
What?
Open.
We'll open something in a minute. I'm going to look at this, okay? All right, so this is just floating around on the bottom of the box.
After that.
You got to see that? Okay. So this is just floating around the bottom of the box. We've got some AquaTab water purifying tablets.
Dada.
What?
I like it.
You like it? Good.
I did fish.
That's not Aquatine Force, honey. Can I have that back? Thank you. You know, you could have at least put this in a plastic bag. Who knows what could happen to this box while it's in transit and what would happen here. So water purification tablets, definitely good to have. So this is something that I would put away, you know, for an emergency situation. I might combine it with the stuff that came in the battle box, water purification box. 30 water purification tablets for $9.99. Seems like a fair price. You gonna see that too? So next we've got another Trailblazer item. It's a weather-resistant first aid kit. I could have sworn we got this exact item in another box. Now I'm gonna have to, it might have been a fire starting kit, or it might have been one of each, I'm not sure, but I could have sworn we got a first aid kit in a box like this before. This looks like your most basic, you know, scrapes, cuts, boo-boo kit. Still useful, I'm not knocking it. I'm not saying it's not worth having. A little bit of tape. Got some Band-Aids in various sizes. One big gauze pad. Some alcohol pads hidden among the Band-Aids. And then hand cleaning wipes. And these are not your standard moist towelettes. These are actual like antimicrobial, antibacterial hand wipes. If nothing else, even if we have already gotten this item in another box, these waterproof containers are really useful to have. I'm happy to have them because, you know, you can always put whatever you want inside these things. Waterproof first aid kit, $5.99. Sure, I'll buy that. You know, that seems valid for this. Next, we've got another pop-up camping lantern. So lots of lights in the last little bit. And that's cool because we like flashlights and stuff in this house. Let's see. Let's check this guy out. It is super light. It feels like there's nothing in your hand whatsoever. All right, it's got some batteries. Very bright LED with different modes. I know it's hard to tell in here.
Dada.
What?
After that.
I know you want to see that. Give me 1 minute to see the lantern and then I'll let you see it. Whoa. And there's the pop-up lantern, which is very, I mean, that's bright and, you know, I'm not even in the dark. I don't even need to go in the dark. This is pretty cool. So it's spring-loaded, which is pretty cool, and it's very simple. Just some fabric in there that, you know, gives you that kind of white glow. But you can see it's pretty bright. Where's the button? And then you've got your 3 modes on there also. Simple twist open, twist lock.
Dada.
And I'm going to hand this immediately over to Ethan, who wants to play with it. It's got a really nice rubberized feel. I know it's not in my hand anymore, but the black part all has a very nice rubberized feel. And when I opened it up to look at the battery compartment, it's got rubber seals, so waterproof and everything. So this is pretty good, actually. I like this better than the ones that came in Alpha Outpost just recently. Now, they say it's $14.99 for the pop-up camping lantern. I still think that's overpriced for this. I would call this a $9.99 item, but, I mean, that's just my estimation there. It's a decent quality lantern. I mean, you saw how bright it was. You guys see this? Yeah, I see this too. I'm saving that to the end, but it looks awesome. All right, so another camping stove. Got instructions. So that's cool. Decent quality bag too. I know it's hard to get a sense just by looking, but this is some good weight nylon. This is not something that's flimsy and gonna fall apart on you. So how did they do this? Let's see. Wow, that's okay. I like that the hose has that metallized kind of, it's rugged. And it gives you flexibility in how you position your gas tank too, instead of just one position like a lot of camping stoves. That goes together pretty nice. A bigger design, which I feel like is more stable and gives you more flexibility, but at the same time it folds up into a nice small package. And I love that it comes with the lighter on it so that you don't have to, let's see, a little spark, let's see. So you don't have to like lean in there and light it with a match. And it all goes right back in the bag. Nice. I am very pleasantly surprised with the fact that I'm not complaining really about much. I mean, there's really, I like what's in this box. So part of the Elite box, the compact propane camping stove, $15. Sure, I could easily see paying $15 for that. I'll buy off on that price too. I have never had this before. I've never had anything like this, but this is a grappling hook kit. Some lovely hand-drawn instructions. Got 3 hooks there. They're covered in some kind of grease. These must be a carbon steel. Comes with a big old bunch of 550 cord, and it's the real stuff, you can tell. What? It's got some suggested uses. All right, so if you want to assemble this, you'll look, one of these hooks is like the eye is flat, and then these other ones are twisted, so it's not nearly as complicated as it looks to put together because they only fit together one way. And then you can put the line through. All right, and the instructions say that what we want to do is wrap this around 4 times. And after you wrap it around 4 times, you just slip it right back through the eyes there, and then you can, tie it off, and it's actually pretty secure. That's a very simple construction there. I'm sure it can be done neater than I've done it, but, I just wanted to do it real quick on camera, show you guys how it comes out. And I have a grappling hook. I can do all sorts of grappling things with it now. I might take it apart and actually take the grease off and, do it again so it's a little bit more secure. But I don't know how useful it is, but I think it's cool. Learn how to use it a little bit. So the FUBAR grappling hook with paracord, $12.99. You know what? That's 100 feet of paracord, and depending on where you get that could cost up to $12.99 alone. So that's not a bad price for that, I guess. I've never bought a grappling hook set before, so I can't tell you, but it felt rugged to put it together. Might have to do a whole separate video on that one day. We've saved this to the end. A cane machete. Javelin, I've never really heard of this brand before. It's a 21-inch machete. Not made in China, it's made in Colombia. That's interesting. I have no idea exactly what materials it's made of because it doesn't say, but we'll assume that being a machete, it's some kind of high carbon steel. It's got a riveted wood handle. Let's open this guy up and see exactly what we're dealing with. Well, there's a lot more to this than meets the eye that was hidden in the package. Check that out. I don't know how I feel about that. I hope it's a spring steel, and it's supposed to be doing that. Weight on this actually feels pretty good. The weight and balance feels really good. I think I have to go outside and brave some cricket noise to test this thing out. What do you think? Well, I guess this is as good a test as any, right? See how this does. It's pretty good. This is a pretty good machete. It's a little more flexible than some of the ones I've had in the past, but that blade flex really helps it just chop through stuff and recover, actually. I'm sorry I kind of looked down on it. You can look, it makes very clean cuts too. Just goes right through the stuff. This might be the finest blade I've gotten in a shit hits the fan box ever. And I mean, it's not too hard to do to be the best blade you've gotten in a shit hits the fan box, but this is actually pretty cool. What I'd like to do, I think, is maybe stain the handle. I don't know if you can see the handle extends just a little bit past the tang there, so it'd be a nice place to put a hole for like a lanyard or something. Everything, the grip feels good. It doesn't transfer a lot of shock down your arm when you're chopping. It's comfortable on the wrist and the recovery. So yeah, pretty good blade, huh? I like this. This is a damn good item. Let's see how much they say it costs. Only $9.99 for the Colombian cane machete. Well worth it. I mean, well worth $9.99. That's awesome. That's a pretty damn good machete. Well, I guess that's it, guys. We're out of stuff in this box. So I'm going to get everything packed back in. Not very neatly, but packed back in so I can kind of sort through it and figure out where it's all going to live. Thank you guys for joining me on this. Overall, I think this was a pretty good box. What do they call me? The Gordon, somebody's called me the Gordon Ramsay of survival or of knives or of weapons or something like that. And you know what? I'm proud because yes, I expect to get a value for my dollar, you know, and I expect stuff to be good quality. And I will bitch about stuff that's not, but this was a decent box. This was pretty good. So shit hits the fan. Mystery box, elite level for August 2017. So that'll wrap this one up. I've got another video to put up tomorrow. I've got one for the day after that. I've got so much stuff to keep rolling right along. So, as always, I really appreciate you guys. Thanks for watching, and we'll be back again real soon.